What is up, guys, and welcome to Clairvoyance, the Heroes of the Storm interview series where we interview players, personalities, and everyone that's involved in this community. I'm the host, Solid Jake, and my co-host, Sia Steve. We are
How you
back
doing,
again.
everybody?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm good. Now, we're 1 week out from BlizzCon, and this is going to be our last interview before we do a ton of them. And this week, as you can see here on the screen, we have both Ddaydrasin and Skippy of Team Nexus Champ. And D-Day, why don't we start with you? Why don't you introduce us to who you are and a little bit about your background in competitive gaming?
Well, my name's Michael, or D-Day, whichever you guys prefer. Basically, I started off playing StarCraft when it first came out. I was a wee lad. After that, moved on to WoW, and then I started playing League of Legends and Smite, things like that. Didn't get too deep into it. Went to BlizzCon last year and played Heroes and just fell in love with it. Was just amazed by the gameplay and everything. Played Illidan, and then I continued that when I first got Alpha Access, and then he got nerfed, and I was just like, okay, well, gonna change that up a bit. But it's been a lot of fun.
Well, in terms of other games at all, like, did you watch any games competitively? Like, was there any like big game that you're really into prior to Heroes, though? I mean, you said you played League.
I played League. I didn't watch it too much. My brother was really big into it, but like it'd be off on the side. I'd be watching like StarCraft streams, like the ESL and things like that. And besides that, I didn't really watch too much League or anything, but
Okay.
I watched a lot of StarCraft. So
Well, why Heroes of the Storm? Like, what's the big pull with this game?
I'm a Blizzard geek. Love Blizzard, and then MOBAs are just a lot of fun. I like the teamwork aspect of Heroes in particular because it's a lot more intense than the other MOBAs, in my opinion. If one person isn't in sync with all the others, you can completely lose a fight,
Yep.
even if you work well together. If there's a miscommunication and someone dives in a little bit too early, like a millisecond early, then the whole team is gonna just wipe.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, Skippy, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Well, I'm rolled on. I know it's kind of a weird name, and I don't expect anyone to pronounce it correctly, but Skippy is a lot easier to pronounce. Let's go with that. Yeah, so I mean, I've played MOBAs since the original Dota. Didn't really get into Dota 2 because League came out first, and I just played that all the way through. And I got to Platinum, and I remember like the time that I didn't make it to Diamond, and then I was like, alright, well, whatever, I'll get it next season, 3 seasons in, and then finally got the Alpha and Titan for Heroes, played a few games, and then I uninstalled League and have been playing it since. So I decided that, I mean, I want to go competitive in MOBA, and as soon as I got into Heroes, I knew that this was the one I wanted to do it with, so pretty excited about it, and I'm pretty excited to keep playing it. I love our team, too. People we met, like Ddaydrasin, for instance, like, it was all general chat. I was just in the game. None of my other friends had the alpha invites, so I was just in general chat. Like, anyone want to get a team? This is clearly a team-oriented game, and I keep losing solo queues. This is awful. We don't know how to communicate. So, D-Day found me, and then we found Vathan, found some other people, and then we immediately just decided, let's do this, man. Let's try and make a team and play against other teams. Mostly for fun, but then now I think it's time to continue working, and we got flexible schedules, so it's pretty sweet, man.
So that's how you guys met. How did you guys become Nexus Champ?
Well,
Well,
go ahead.
well, I basically I saw all the other teams getting signed, and then I was just like, if I don't talk to people, nothing's gonna happen. So I saw the HPL go up, and I was like, hey, Pride, what's going on, man? Here's a replay. So he watched it, and then about a week later, no, it was like 3 days later. It was actually the scrim against Clairvoyant, the one that was like the show match of the week or whatever that he posted. Didn't expect it to get casted, but he liked the way we played and everything, and decided to say, "Hey, we'll give you guys a shot." So
All right.
that's all she wrote on that.
So we talked a tiny bit about how your team was formed, but I know D-Day, you at least have been playing for a long time. I remember seeing you in the first Kings of the Storm forever ago. So what was the actual transition between like where you came from and like the individual acquisitions of each player, and how did the team, like, in the details, become what it is now?
Okay, so basically, like Roland said, we met in general chat. Like he just was supposed to said, "Hey, I need someone else. Can you come join me? I'm sick of losing." We joined up. played a few games, and I was like, hey, you guys are pretty cool. Let's hop in TeamSpeak, talked for a while. Um, then Vathan also joined the party, completely random. Like, we all joined from general chat, had no idea who each other were or anything. Um, Shortly after, old One Eye wasn't even an alpha yet, and he's actually a real life friend of Roldan's, which is kind of amusing. But after that, we had like Dark Dolphins. I don't know if you remember seeing him around for a while. It was just a couple of randoms that we just picked up out of nowhere to play in the first Kings of the Storm. After that, we everyone else got alpha invites, so we are just like, hey, we need you on the team. We're going to try to go full swing competitive with this. Then we got Old One Eye after he got into the alpha, and then we actually had Zerv, who was our fifth for a little while. And then he decided when Wildstar came out that he couldn't play, he couldn't juggle everything around, and didn't work out for him. So after that, we decided to pick up AG Echo, which was actually another person that Roldan actually knew. So
Cool kid, man.
It actually all worked out in the long run. So we have a full 5-man team. We all work really well together most of the time. I mean, when someone goofs up in a team fight, we kind of like nag them until they stop doing that. Like me over
Berate him to hell.
like me overextending occasionally. But yeah, I mean, I really love the group of guys that I'm playing with. I mean, I actually flew up and met Old One Eye and Skippy and hung out with them for like 3 days, which was pretty awesome. So
That's cool. So
Really cool.
yeah, I mean, as a team, like you said, you guys met. Matt, your webcam is ripped.
I don't even know. It just disconnects randomly. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just like, yeah, I'm tired, and it just goes
Takes a nap. Well,
Cool off a bit.
so as a team, you guys say you guys kind of nag each other a little bit. Is that kind of like your way of growing and improving? Is that just kind of like the way you do, or do you guys sit down and say, okay, no, seriously, we need to not do this? Like, what's your mentality when it goes into improving?
Absolutely. We don't talk shit. I mean, we'll nag each other in games, just be like, "D-Day, you motherfucker!" And then later on, whenever we lose a game, for the most part, especially when we're practicing, we'll immediately watch that replay and then actually like thoroughly go into what we needed to do as a team, where certain people needed to be. But there's no point in really getting aggressive or upset during a game. That just takes away from the chance of winning. To be honest, if people go on tilt, people are upset, people play worse. So we just try and keep a positive mood. And we're all friends, and I think we do a pretty damn good job of it.
That's good. That's actually really important.
Yeah.
For people that don't know, being on tilt is literally what it sounds like. You're just not in a good place. You start playing worse.
Yeah.
And it's a really big thing that teams need to stay level-headed, especially in this game. Like D-Day said, it's a team game, and if you start falling apart in the middle, it's real bad. So I mean, we have that aspect of you guys always being a team. You're playing as a team, but like, how did you improve individually? Like, is there anything that you guys set out to do each day? Is there a certain thing that you look for that's like, oh, I'm bad on Illidan, I need to improve this play, or like, what's your individual stuff?
Well, like, one thing is that when we played, I guess, I can't remember when I stopped playing Assassin, but I have a really go ham play style, and everyone was just like, dude, you need to just go Warrior.
You mean I said that like 20 fucking times and then you finally did it?
But it worked out, switched to Warrior, and it seems like our play style is forming more around like I'm sure you guys have seen we're doing more of a 2 Warrior composition than most other teams.
It's becoming actually relatively common right now, but yeah, we've definitely seen it out of you guys.
Yeah, and then we usually, like, what we'll do is we'll play like 2 to 3 scrims. After that, we'll say, okay, we can't do scrims right now, so we go back, we rewatch all the replays, and then we see exactly like who's overextending, what talent choices we're making, what plays we should have made, rather like for example, during the SMG game, the first one with the 5-minute push golem. We basically we studied SMG for about a week and saw that they really good close quarters combat. So we were like trying to just pick them off one by one and then like just outpush them and take objectives more. So we've been trying to focus more on things like that, I guess, making sure that we're taking more objectives rather than going for kills. Because before we used to think, oh hey, we need to just kill people left and right and just keep it on our end, like keep one of them dead at all times, and that doesn't work in this game. It does not, because that people just take objectives over and over and over again and they just outpush you. You can't do anything about it. So we just watch replays, adjust our play styles to the teams we're playing against, and make sure we're taking objectives.
All right. I'm just gonna go again. So you talk about your schedule a little bit there, where you have a couple of scrims a day and then you do replays. So a lot of people don't understand how competitive gaming works in general. And granted, they're not our audience, but I'd like to dive into that a little bit. Like, what's your actual overall schedule? Are you kind of like a 3-day-a-week team, 5, 7? Like, what's an average day in the life of Nexus Champ?
Nexus Champ. Monday through Friday, 6 to 10, and then tournaments on weekends like Kings of the Storm. See you, Steve. You're a boss.
Thanks.
And sometimes we'll do HPL matches during the weekend because that's the only time other teams or us can do it. And scrims throughout the weekdays. And that's the hardest part about finding a team for this game, is if you want to go competitive, you need to put the time to it. And every weekday having 5 people who can make it there for 4 to 5 hours is really difficult to do. So, I mean, that's the reason we've had so many roster changes, I think, in the past. Like, it used to just be me, D-Day, and Vathan, and then the other 2 people have been switching out like crazy. And now we're getting a sub because one of our teammates has a unreliable schedule. He has a good schedule for the team, but we need a sub for him because he's I think Vathan, you know him? Yeah, he's in track, and that's paying for his scholarship, so we don't want to, like, if he has a track meet, we're not going to be like, dude, this is more important.
Yeah, that's relatively,
you put your life on suspension and play heroes.
Yeah, but he's an amazing guy, and he's a fantastic support, and we love having him on the team, so we're just, yeah.
But yeah, we do practice 5 days a week. I pretty much get home from work, log on, and I sit here until it's time to go to bed, basically, and just sit there and grind out games, make sure we're correcting things that we're doing wrong, and make sure we don't make the same mistakes twice. Lately, it's been like a 6 to 7 day like schedule for heroes because of all the tournaments that have been popping up.
I know, there's a lot.
Like, we have HPL on Sunday, and then like we actually had to back out of Kings of the Storm this week because it was one of those where we needed a day off because BlizzCon is coming up. So.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, I mean, and you think it's bad now? Wait till after BlizzCon. Wait till after.
It's gonna get worse.
But it's good to have options, and I think as the game grows, there'll be more teams, so teams will find, okay, no, we only want to invest in this event, blah blah blah. So. I think it will stabilize like everything does. Oversaturation always stabilizes, and it'll get there. But so you guys talked about your playstyles a little bit. You said you go really ham. What are your guys' favorite heroes in the game right now to play?
Well, I love Illidan.
That's fine. It's the wrong decision, but it's fine.
It's the wrong decision.
It's wrong, but that's okay.
I am just like Trick, and like, whenever I see an Illidan, I'm like, yes, do something. No, but like,
just spam the hunt in chat.
Pretty much. But I really, really love Arthas. I think Arthas is a super solid hero in general.
Are you a WoW player?
Yes.
Is everything? Are you serious? You know who he is? He's wearing a BlizzCon hat. Like, he's got WoW behind him.
Is that a werewolf in the background? What was that?
That is my sister's
Colorado,
dog.
man. It's probably mountain.
I was gonna say it's either a Halloween toy or a werewolf, but okay, dog works too.
No, but I love Arthas, and then I also Chen. Chen is a lot of fun just because of his split. Split's amazing. I want him to add
because of his barrel.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I thought his barrel was gonna be a lot better.
But it
was,
is fun.
then it got nerfed. It's kind of, I don't know, it's weird. It's cool, but it's weird.
Yeah, I would agree. It's cool, but it doesn't feel that useful in most scenarios, whereas Storm, Earth, and Fire seems to be a little bit more wieldy, a little bit more clutch, I suppose, where barrel can be used brilliantly. But Skippy, do you think it's the better option, or do you just
God,
like?
No,
okay,
no, I just think it's a lot of fun. Absolutely not.
Okay.
I'm excited to see that come back around. I think
it will.
I think in a month or so we'll see actual Wandering Keg play, and it's going to be very interesting because that seems to be the way. I mean, granted, that's kind of MOBAs in a nutshell, where people are like, "Hey, this is good now. Let's all just run it at once." So it'll be interesting to see when it becomes flavor of the week.
Now, speaking of flavor of the week, I want to throw it out there. when do you guys think we'll see teams start experimenting with support Tassadar again?
Never.
Do they have to nerf DPS Tassadar to make that a thing?
There's a good chance they might come out with a map, like, in the near future, where wall is just, like, the most OP thing.
Yeah.
Just, like, completely cuts off an enemy team from an extremely primary objective, or something like that, that maybe you could see it. I don't know. Right now, not so much. I mean, Archon's just so good.
It is so good. Every time I see someone get force wall, I'm like, but why?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. You see
Maybe,
an Archon
maybe.
pop? See an Archon pop, you're like, oh, let's go this way.
Yeah, let's
let's
turn
go away.
around. I forgot something at home, guys. I'll be right back. Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Maybe
so-
wall plus barrel.
Well, that's I've
That's what I said. I said that day one.
Yeah.
I honestly said that. I was like, that this was before wall was or barrel was kind of like toned down a little bit. But like I played it at PAX and I was like, you know what? If somebody went wall and barrel, like it would just be brutal. Like the tick time on barrel was like not even a half second. So like you would literally just be like slamming someone into a wall over and over until
Yeah,
they
like
died.
an actual wall, and then
Yeah.
Tassadar's wall,
Yeah.
and then
You just keep like just vibrating them
drilling
to
him
death.
into a corner. Yeah, that might,
It would be. It's like a jackhammer build. Is
All right.
basically what it is.
last Tassadar question. If they made the force wall, you know how it's like three things? What
No,
if
we're
it
not
was
doing
three
this.
individual
Stop
charges?
asking this.
I
Stop
I
asking
want to
for
hear.
centuries.
I want them to do that. So I'm
Stop
gonna keep
it.
bringing it up.
I think
Oh
if
my
it had
God.
I think if what they did, if they added charges to it at 20, it would be amazing.
So it would change it. So you have three smaller ones at 20.
Well,
We
I
talked
think-
about this last time.
yeah, I
think
think that I think if they did something like that at level 20, but they added charges to it to make it so you could pretty much make like a little square to keep people in and just like
Right.
wombo the crap out of them. That would work, but right now I can't see anything really working with it because people could just walk out of the way of
Yeah,
just about
I
anything.
know. Yeah, it'd just
Yeah,
be
the,
fun to be able to herd people into a maw, whatever. You know, just be really. I've always wanted to see that.
Who did we ask that to last time?
I don't know. I ask it to everyone.
I don't know. The thing that I was saying was that the same idea that D-Day had was like you have the regular wall for the first charge, and then like the second charge is it's still the extended range like it has on 20 now, but it's half the size. So you can just be like wall, and then like another one that's like you can either use it defensively or to create like a little L shape, and or you know whatever you need if you want to block like two areas and just make like a pure funnel. Like it would be really cool and would provide a lot of skill cap. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. We'll see what happens when it happens. I hope BlizzCon changes a lot of things.
Well, that's a great segue, Matt.
Thanks. I try.
You want to take it away?
I'll take it. I was gonna try to throw it to you.
Okay. I mean that works too, but you can do it.
alley-oop.
Okay.
We're gonna ask the
So
same thing.
you guys both going to BlizzCon? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So what like a couple of things. Like number one thing you're hoping to see at BlizzCon, number one hero you're hoping to see at BlizzCon. Those have to be two different things. And is there anything that you're looking forward to for the competitive side of things? And we'll start on competitive. So what's the thing that you want to see out of the tournament coming up? Are you looking forward to the tournament? Are you looking forward to the show match between all the crazy YouTube personalities and everything? Or what's your thing there? Whoever wants to take it. Either one. Skippy or D-Day, whichever.
He's been to Blizzard before, so I'm just gonna work off of what he says. But you know what? I'll say it anyway. I'm really excited. First off, to go to Blizzard for my first time ever. I've heard a lot of people rave about it. So
It's glorious.
boom, another reason. Yeah, I'm really excited, and I am really excited to see the teams play for Heroes of the Storm. That's just gonna be a lot of fun. I mean, especially when you know a game to its core, because we've played it so much. It's so fun to see it like, bam, live in front of you. All the people that we know from previous MOBAs playing, duking it out. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah. What about you, Day?
But one thing that I'm really excited to see at BlizzCon has nothing to do with heroes, but that open area on the map. I want to know
The
what
hype
they're putting
area.
there.
All right. So
Where they had heroes
the
last
hype
year.
area.
let me keep talking. I'm gonna pull this up so the viewers can
Yeah.
see this.
I'm really excited to see what they do there. It's a 20-year anniversary of Warcraft, 10-year anniversary of WoW. I think it might be Warcraft 4.
We're actually
it would be
speaking the
amazing,
same
but,
language
like,
right now.
The thing for me with that is like if it is Warcraft 4, like I don't even think that they should hide it. Like they should have just been like, like this is it. Like the entire like StarCraft area is just gone because it's a dead game, and they just have Warcraft 4 in place. And like that
Because
would have been
it's dead
unbelievable.
Dead game. World of StarCraft. I demand.
Oh gosh.
Wasn't that was a concept a while ago, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure.
I think
it was.
so.
It might have been.
StarCraft
it was
Universe
definitely a mod.
was
Somebody
a
made it.
fan-made mod.
Yeah, it was a mod.
I forget what they had to rename it. I think it might have been StarCraft Universe, but they ended up renaming it. So let's talk a few points here. We're talking BlizzCon now, and we're going to look at the map. Now, if we look at the BlizzCon map, what D-Day was mentioning is this section right here. Now, this is the Heroes of the Storm play area. This is very large. This is an entire convention hall. B, C, D. But C has this big, massive open area. And this is the DirecTV broadcast stage. And as a production guy, I can tell you that the cameras are going to be pointing this way. So the camera's going to be pointing at this empty area. They don't want cameras looking at dead space. They want cameras looking at the most important thing at that event. So there's a vague chance that it's like a Warcraft movie thing. That's possible. There's a chance that it's Warcraft 4. There's a chance that it's Titan and they trolled all of us. There's a chance that it's something that we have no idea what it is. I want to point out that you mentioned the schedule. The schedule itself has many gaps within the schedule. And the last thing I want to mention is every single year when you get your virtual ticket and you're going to BlizzCon, they give you access to the online Blizzard store. Now, if you go to that Blizzard store every year, one of the big things that I like to get is the BlizzCon event poster. Well, that poster is not on the store, and they have a little thing on their website that says, more items will be added to the store November 7th, the day BlizzCon starts. So they're hiding something. So, yes, I hope it's Warcraft 4. So, I mean, I would never stop doing Heroes, ever, but I would play the crap out of Warcraft 4.
Everybody would.
Oh
Everyone
my gosh. I mean, that is what got me into Blizzard. That is what brought... I mean, it defined half
Anybody
of my...
that's like...
It defined half my existence. Like...
Right. Like, anybody that played a PC game from, like, the 90s on has played some kind of Blizzard game, likely. And a lot of that is either Diablo, StarCraft, or Warcraft. And, like, just the base games. Not even, like, World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, or anything like that. So, like, it's a pretty big deal. Whatever they're doing, it's going to be big. Not that this really matters, but Blizzard also always has on their jobs page, like, unannounced game. Granted, they always have that. But it's a pretty bigger section now. So... granted, they did scrap Titan, so they have to be doing something else, but who knows? So it's going to be hype.
Yeah,
it's going to be hype.
And anyone that doesn't know what Titan is Titan was their unannounced MMO, largely rumored to be an FPS MMO, and one of the big reasons I heard they scrapped it was so scarily similar to what Destiny is in terms of theme and playstyle. That's not official, but that's what it was, and apparently it's been scrapped. But back onto Heroes talk. What kind of things do you think we'll learn from BlizzCon? Heroes added, new maps. What kind of stuff do you think we'll see?
I think
a StarCraft themed map. I don't know exactly how they do it, but just feel like all the maps right now are all fantasy, and I mean they're bringing StarCraft into it as like a third of the characters. So seeing a sci-fi map, I think, would just be the cream of the crop.
I think that we'll see a few heroes for sure. I pretty much guarantee you they're going to announce some heroes because we don't know who's in the pipeline at all right now. Well, we have an idea because of data mine stuff, but we don't know who's going to be next because they already released Chen.
So far, those data mines have been
Asmodean.
Spot on.
Yeah.
So far, those data mines, everything that was
I
on
guess
data
sort
mine,
of spot on.
well, they had
Lost Vikings.
They're
Well-
spot on by being extremely vague and then hitting one of the things that they data mined.
well, the data mine that came out on Curse a long, long time ago had like Rhaegar on it and stuff. So
Yeah, but I mean that also could have just not happened. It also had like Ragnaros and all kinds of nonsense and like they could data mine a lot of stuff, but who
true.
knows what's
That's
actually
true.
going to make it there. Same thing happens
Yeah.
with WoW all the time. Like they data mine all kinds of things.
The
That's
data's
true.
there, but that does not mean Blizzard's actually
Right.
deciding
Yeah.
to do it.
Like they played around with it and they might think it's good enough to ship, they might not. So
Yeah, they haven't.
we might see it, we might
that's a
not.
good point. So I want a number. How many new heroes do you think will be confirmed at this event?
At least two.
No, like confirmed. Like they could literally just show us a model Like, not necessarily a full build, but literally just show us a model of a hero that they're working on. It could be, like, nowhere near playable, but, like, last year at BlizzCon, we saw models of Cho'Gall, Butcher, Rexar, Jaina. There's a pretty sizable list of models that we saw last year. And the interesting thing is we've never seen in-game models on Kael'thas or Sylvanas, whereas at PAX East, which was quite a few months ago, they showed off little models of them. So they've never been included in any kind of video, but we just know that they're coming soon.
Yeah, Sylvanas is on my Heroes of the Storm lanyard.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, she's on the original poster, isn't she? Like,
she's
day
like,
one poster?
Yeah, she's like front and center too. She's on everything, man. She's my girl too. She's
awesome.
Yeah, she is. I can't wait.
I think we'll see at least 10 for sure, that just showing them to us. But I kind of have a feeling that they're going to have a couple more to play while we're there. Just like surprise.
Yeah,
I
hope
heroes,
so.
new stuff. So
I think so. One of the things that's been kind of like eating at me that I don't think I've said this to anyone yet. So obviously, and I don't want to get into this conversation, but it's going to happen just a tiny bit. When all the teams got announced for the competitive thing, I was like, okay, that's kind of like whatever. But then I thought about it more and more, and I was like, okay, maybe they didn't pick community casters because they're releasing stuff that the community casters aren't going to know how to deal with.
Well, that would be so hard to cast. If you're
right,
casting...
Exactly. So like that makes sense. And then like from that I was like, well, if they're doing that, then the players aren't going to know either. So like maybe like the big name players that they're inviting get a little like idea of what they're going into, or they don't at all, which would be equally
cool. That's cool. If you go into like new heroes, that it's like
right. I mean that's awesome.
That's awesome. I love that.
Players play new heroes in competition
because there's no prizing, so it's like
right. Yeah, so they can do kind of whatever they want. But then like I took that another step further. I was like, wait a minute. If those two things are like a thing, then that means we're probably gonna get to play them there too. And like, it's not like Blizzard wouldn't just put out like one or two heroes for this event. Like they're not just to be like, hey guys, you want to play heroes? Like, you're flying in from across the country, and like, granted, I know they're not just directly targeting us, but the people that are gonna be like swarming heroes booths are gonna want like a sizable chunk of things. So like, I think they're gonna at least talk about like in depth talk about like 6 heroes. And I'm hoping that 3 or 4 of them are playable, because I mean, even at just like PAX East, like 2 new heroes out of the 4 that they released were playable, and I played them there. And then we had like Asmodean,
Lily Brightwing, Lily Brightwing, and then no,
that's right.
Yeah, Murky came third.
Yeah, Murky Zagara came afterwards, and then like now like we had Chen, Asmodean, and Anoop. And like they were at PAX Prime, so like Blizzard they have the capability of putting 3+ out.
Oh yeah,
that's not an issue. And like it's BlizzCon. Like if there's a place that they're going to do that, this would be it for me. So
yeah. Well, BlizzCon it's like that's Blizzard. Like if you're a Blizzard fan, it's the best. It's Christmas. It really is. So yeah, I definitely think we'll see some big news. Follow-up question to this. Out of all the heroes they could add from any of the franchises, which one do you want to see added most?
Wait a while and listen, and I'll tell you. Deckard, absolutely.
Deckard Cain. Is that what you said?
The best possible. Oh man.
Everyone wants Deckard Cain so bad.
Everybody wants
so
him,
bad.
but nobody's given like a good idea of how he would even promote. They're just like,
He'd
yeah,
have
he'll
to be-
just like stun everyone for like 5 seconds. Like, oh, so he's ETC. Like, oh right. Well, he'll throw a book at you.
You can identify your items.
Yeah. So
Great.
one of the cool things that somebody did say was a very young Deckard Cain, when he was like super into Herodric stuff and like actually like just a badass, and like that would be really cool.
What if he had something like
voice.
What if he had something like Mosh Pit, but he's identifying your items?
No, I mean that's what I'm
It would be
saying,
something like Mosh Pit,
he'd
except he's in a
stand-
cave getting attacked by Griswold, saying, "Help me!"
Like it would be. Oh my god. It would be like for that one. It would be he would just pull out his book and be like, "Stay a while." He would just say, "Stay a while and listen," and then everyone gets done. And then like the other one that I was thinking of for that was like his other ult would basically be like a web wrap type of thing, where he's just like he puts someone in the cage and then Griswold comes out and just like roar and like waves his weapon at him.
I think like he could have his like a short duration like charm with the stay a while and listen.
Yeah.
Like to where it's almost like Ari in League.
Yeah.
But it's like, hey, I'm talking to you and I can't get away. It's like the old, like really old people where you're like trying to like walk away, and they keep talking to you.
That's the worst.
But, like,
I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting to see.
mhm.
It'd be really funny to see him like riding a horse in the battle too.
Right.
Like that would just be like, what is happening here?
You'd just be like Murky, like trying to hold on for dear life.
and
I know, right?
Ariel, Mephisto.
There's a lot of cool stuff they
So
can
basically, you're just like Diablo. Like that's your goal right
Well,
now. You want
on
more
the
Diablo
subject
stuff.
of Diablo, we can talk about StarCraft.
Well, I mean, D-Day, what do you want to see? What's your thing?
I really want to see a aspect from WoW.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter which one. I think it'd be really cool to have any one of those in there. And I really, really want to see, like, not a specific one, but a StarCraft 2 tank.
So,
Like, not Sergeant Hammer.
Okay.
but you'd be cool if they made like a new hero that's just a firebat.
Oh.
Like
Oh,
if they made like a
amazing.
firebat hero that's because Hammer's like a no name, but they made
Or
like a
Marauder.
super.
So wait. So by tank, do you mean like warrior?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like just
yeah.
warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a Marauder or something.
Well,
like
they
had,
already
like,
said. I mean, one of the leaks was Dahaka, which is
Dahaka, he'd be a
Definitely.
Zerg. Yep.
Dahaka would be
not a
awesome.
doubty.
Phoenix
Yeah,
as
he's
an immortal of ranged tank.
hmm
Doesn't
That'd
even
be
make
pretty
sense.
Yeah, but I don't know. Ranged tanks are so iffy.
It's
It's like
if
like
you're gonna do one, it's
Azmodan-
gonna be an immortal
kind
though.
of-
If
I mean,
it's gonna-
Azmodan's like sort of a warrior at this
yeah,
point.
he
His
is.
health
The
was
way he's
insane.
played. The way he's played.
Yeah, he
Oh my
just
God.
doesn't have the CC.
Treasure Goblin in the chat. That's why has no one thought of that? How would that even
A lot
work?
of people talked about Treasure Goblin, but like it just doesn't. I don't
He doesn't
like.
have any abilities.
I don't want to see another Murky. I don't want to see another Murky. Like
Well, you're gonna get Goblin
no.
Sappers eventually, so deal with it.
Oh boy.
But it'll happen.
in a hero's techies, basically.
Yeah.
A Zeppelin
I
is
just-
cool. Any
Ugh.
perma flying
Yeah,
champion.
Gyrocopter
Yeah,
will come. Zeppelin will come. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know what else we'll get, but definitely see.
Like the aspects, like I honestly hope that at some point, like they basically expansion pack the aspects and they just drop all 5 at once, and they're like,
Mhm.
"Here you go." It would be unbelievable. Like Nozomu would be the most fun character to play ever because you could just troll everything. Like
And they'd
so much
have-
time warp nonsense.
Completely different kits, which, like,
Yeah,
just
exactly.
because, like, they're all specific.
Like Malagos would be an actual mage, just like hard mage.
Oh god, he'd be cool.
Like, Ysera would be like the strongest support of all time. Nozomu would be a specialist. I guess Deathwing would be an assassin, kind of like the straddle between. It'd
He'd
kind
have
of be
to
like
be.
like a ranged Sonya type thing.
Mhm.
And Alex Straza would just be like the all around. Like, oh my god, it's just
These are the 5 aspects,
God.
guys.
The aspects are so good in WoW. Like everything about them was done so
Mhm.
well.
Yeah, Alex Straza there in the middle, Malagos to her right, Deathwing on the far right. Nozdormu is this guy here, right? The yellow one,
Yeah. The yellow one.
and Ysera is the last one. Those are the 5 aspects. Obviously, if you are a WoW nerd,
You
that
should
would
get
be
like chills. Like when you start talking about aspects in heroes, like you get
Oh,
chills.
my
It's
God.
like,
They're
oh
gonna-
my god.
they're gonna be so cool. They have to be in the game.
The nerd chills.
Yeah, like oh man. Once Blizzard like gets it down, they're like, okay, you know what? Like their biggest thing right now that they're saying is like, if you play Deathwing, like you want to feel like you're Deathwing who has like 17 different sizes in WoW, but they're like you want to feel like you're just this huge like monstrosity. And it's like, well, he does other stuff too.
Like, there's ways to make him feel like Deathwing. Like, you
Right.
could literally, like, have one of his heroics be kind of like he turns into, like, basically a battlecruiser. He, like, turns into Deathwing. He's just, like, a big shadow, and he just rains hell on them. Like,
Yeah.
you can do that, and that would be so cool. Like, who wouldn't want to do that? It's just, like, I just turned into a giant dragon, size of the map, rained hell on you, and now we're going toe-to-toe again because I'm a little human version. But,
I mean, he does. I'm just gonna go on a tangent here. I know we're running out of time, but like, so for anybody that hasn't read the books, which probably a lot of people, like Deathwing does some really cool stuff just in his human form, just like crazy cool stuff. And then like, he creates the Dragon Soul, and like that thing just ruins everyone. Like that thing just breaks the entirety of the WoW world, and like he could do so much cool stuff in his human form that there's no excuse for that. Like Norzdomu I can see being really hard to put into the game because he's all kinds of overpowered. But
They're powerful either way, so.
yeah, right. Like it's just
yeah,
oh, man.
imagine, like, even if he could just give your whole party haste, and it's kind of like a Bloodlust thing. Like,
Right. I mean,
you know,
he can do he could do so many things.
if a global slow though on your enemies, oh my god, that'd be too brutal. That'd be too.
Well, it's
brutal.
like in League you have like Zillion, so like he could have like an Aegis type thing where he ults someone, they come back to life when they die. He could have like a speed up ability, like you just target someone, they speed. It literally could just be Zillion, like that's it, and like
That'd
it
be
would
cool.
work perfectly fine. But like, oh man, there's so many options that they have, and I'm super excited to see what they bring out at BlizzCon because last time I talked to Browder, he was like, "Yeah, mages, they're happening." And
Mages.
I was like, "Okay, you better be right."
1 week. 1 week to go.
We also talked about micro, so I don't. There's so
Oh
many.
yes.
options for
Let's talk about that a little bit. So yeah, if you guys didn't see the episode of Clairvoyance with Matt, where I interviewed him about PAX Prime, one thing Browder confirmed is they're toying with different versions of individual unit micro. So whether that's you're playing as Rexar and you control Misha, or the idea of potentially being able to control Ultralisk. Now, he did confirm that this wouldn't be for everything, so you're not going to be controlling Roaches and Hydras on Zagar. Not how the character's designed. But some heroes eventually will have that. What are your thoughts, and how lenient should they be with this design?
I think that adding into the game is going to be amazing. It's going to, like, everyone that's like, oh, this is too easy. They're going to see the micro in the game. They're going to be like, oh, this is completely different now.
Yeah.
I think Ultralisk needs it badly. Because right now, like, it'll chase someone out of a fight, but especially like level 20, the Tarrasque Ultralisk will chase someone out of a fight. But if you can't get it to go on the support and chase the support out of the fight, that way you can kill someone, then it's kind of useless.
So
I think that.
Do you need full control, or do you need to be able to target it on an ally? Like, how much control does the Ultralisk need? Should it be semi-autopilot?
I think it should be semi-autopilot. Like, I think, like, as long as you could choose a target and like change targets mid-fight, that would work really well. But the fact that you can't do that right now kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I think someone like Rexar being able to like switch out between Misha and like Huffer or something like that. Like maybe Misha like just stuns, AoE stuns. Maybe Huffer charges someone and stuns them, does a lot of damage. Things like that. I think it'd be really cool to be able to micro at least some units in the game. It would also be nice to click on other things and see how much health something has.
Someday.
Please bring it back.
Someday. Yeah, it's really rough not having that once you had it and you lose it.
Yeah.
Especially casting. Oh, it drives me insane.
no.
Super hard
Drives
for,
me
like,
insane.
determining things too. Like Squishy and I used to just sit in games and like click things to find out. Like we did the original calculations for Blackhearts and like found out how long or how many shots it would take to break everything. And like that was super important to the game. Like that's insanely important for competitive play, and we like can't do that anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Still is. I mean, even
Yeah,
with, like the first barrage, like you want
Right.
to make sure you have one turret or a gate down,
Right.
no matter what.
And like, oh man, there's so many little things about that people are missing. Like especially on like I play a lot of Nova, and it's like, okay, I know I can do X amount of damage, but I have no idea how much health they have except for like a rough estimation. So I hope I kill them, and then I don't, and now I'm exposed. So rip me.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just like, oh man, those little things that I want.
At least the clone is better than it used to be.
Oh, the clone's way better.
Infinitely
I don't like
better.
Oh
the
my
positioning
God.
though,
So
but
good.
I like the clone.
Mhm.
They added that weird huge circle to it that.
Oh, the like weird, like it's
Or when you go to
rifle,
place it,
like body
yeah.
blocks basically. Like
Well, like
That's what it
when
feels
you
like.
go to like place it down, it gives you the explosion circle, even if you don't have the talent. So it's just like this huge thing. Like before, it used to be like this big, and now it's like this big.
yeah.
And it's like I don't know if I'm placing this in the right place. I hope I am, because there's just so much stuff happening at once. I don't know. They'll fix it. They'll patch it. It's still cool that they gave it a body block mechanic, so you can do some neat stuff with that.
Well, yeah. I mean,
is there anything else for BlizzCon that we've touched everything, right?
I mean, in terms of just predictions, that's the last thing. Who's gonna take it all?
Ah, yeah.
Oh man.
Oh man, Liquid is super strong right now. I think Liquid probably has the best chance. I mean, we don't know who EG is yet because they haven't announced it.
Really
but,
surprising, yeah.
You like no though, like we know.
Wait, you can tell.
We
like,
assume.
I mean, it's EG put up the return video, and like
yeah,
it has LG and Idra on the same
That's the
team.
thing.
Like it's really likely that it's gonna be Snowflake.
yeah, because you can see it like they're both pro gamers. Like they've been in the scene before, so it's like they are guaranteed. They already have sponsors and things like that. Have a huge following, so it's like why not?
Right.
But I honestly think that Liquid is stronger than Snowflake. If that is EG, I mean, like
It goes down to that.
I just think Liquid is the strongest overall. Like out of the three that we know of, like they're top tier right now. I just think that maybe like Cloud9 just got into the game too late. Fnatic doesn't stand a chance.
Okay.
Well, we haven't seen them, but everybody's saying Fnatic.
Right.
Fourth place. Every single. What if they come out? I just want to say, are you going to eat your words? Are you going to say, wow, they played really well if they come out and win?
I'm sure we'll be standing in like the same area and be like, oh, what just happened?
This just happened.
Come off the stage like this. That was our first time.
This game is really fun. When can we get to play it at home?
Oh boy.
Well,
Time to
okay.
retire.
I'm sure they're working on it.
All right, we're done here.
They've got Ace of Spades leading that squad, and he knows a lot about the game. So I'm sure
Yeah.
he's very dedicated to making sure they have a good showing. A lot of talented guys with pro gaming backgrounds. So I don't think it'll be a flop. But yeah, we don't have much to base on them.
Mhm.
For all
Yeah.
we know, they're going to be ridiculous. Honestly,
Yeah, I
they're
mean,
training with
I hope,
the EU
I
scene.
hope it turns out to be like an
Yeah.
amazing event. Like I think everybody does. So, well, I mean, we're gonna be there. I'm gonna be cheering, and yelling, and doing all kinds of nonsense.
Dude, I'm gonna build so much hype.
Yeah, like we're.
Oh, I'm
I
going to lose
hope,
my voice.
I hope that
My
like
voice
the
is-
the heroes current community like shows up and we all just like band together and just start like going crazy for the game.
Now they
And
sell
just, like,
beer in the
whole
venue,
people-
so it's going to be a good time. So
right.
Mhm.
Good stuff.
it's
It'll
going to be a
fun.
good time. But we are, in fact, more or less out of time here, so we're going to be transitioning into the shout-outs. And Skippy, we will start with you.
Shoutouts. Well. Wait. I've never done a shoutout before.
Alright,
It's my
so-
first time.
So
All right,
plug yourself.
So DJ, you can start.
Yeah, so D-Day. Well, I'm Skippy.
Okay.
You can reach me at Hot Skippy on Twitter. My Twitch is also Hot Skippy, so I stream almost every day. Me and D-Day kind of transition between that kind of stuff. But, yeah.
You can find me at Ddaydrasin on Twitter, Ddaydrasin on Twitch. I'm streaming a lot now. Usually after every HPL event, like one of us will be streaming. So if you guys want to watch us hang out, then pretty fun times. Shout out to our manager, Alyssa. She's, oh, man.
Sorry.
Total distraction.
Shout out to your manager,
Oh,
Alyssa.
Shout out to Alyssa because she told Jake to do that. Pride for bring, Pride for bringing us in. I will be casting HPL this weekend, so if you guys want to hang out, come and support the teams that are playing on Saturdays. So, other than that, that's about it.
Okay.
Thanks,
Guess I'll
Jake.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Matthew.
Thanks for being on, first off. So shout outs to you two for coming on and talking to us. I'm CS Steve. You can find me on Twitter at CS Steve. I don't stream too often anymore, but if you follow my Twitter, you'll see every time I go live. I'm on Reddit a lot. I'm one of the mods there, so check out our Heroes of the Storm. You'll see VODs of this here. You'll see VODs of everything that's competitive there. And I guess I'm gonna plug what I'm gonna be wearing this, and I'm pretty sure Jake is too, unless he decides to like go away. But so I made these shirts, which I'm gonna try to show on stream. And basically, you'll see that
Such
it has
potato. Oh, this
the
webcam.
I know, right? This webcam is based. So these are the shirts that we're gonna be wearing at BlizzCon. If you see us, just us or the shirts walking around, they have our names on the back as well. If you see us, come up to us at BlizzCon and say, hey, like, we want to talk to you, and we'll interview you just on the spot. We'll talk to you about heroes, whatever you want to talk about the event. Like, we're trying to get as much footage as we can in one event. So Friday, Saturday, Jake will be there with me. I'll be there Sunday as well, not at the event, but in Cali. So if you want to sit down and talk to me then, that's fine too. And Kings of the Storm this weekend. If you still want to sign up, there will be a post again tomorrow about it. It's Saturday and Sunday. It's the last qualifier to get into the monthly. Monthly happens after BlizzCon. And that's it. So thanks for your time. Thanks for watching the show. I'm going to leave it to Jake to close it out.
Yeah, so just shout outs to you guys for coming on. It was a great interview. I had a great time talking to you guys, learning a little bit more about you guys and your opinions on the game. BlizzCon, of course, 1 week away. I hope to see you guys there as well, and I hope to see many nerds there. Like Matt said, we got a camera, we got a microphone, we got our shirts, and we're going to be walking around doing as many interviews as humanly possible. Of course, when we're not playing the game, because we're going to wait in line to play the game a bunch too. But and on that note, just give me a follow here on Twitch, youtube.com/solidjakegg, and twitter.com/solidjakegg. Same exact URL for all 3 sites. I appreciate the follows. Almost broke 1,000 on YouTube, and that's my goal before BlizzCon. So that would be awesome if you guys could do that. I'd love you forever. But that does it for this episode of Clairvoyance. We will not be back next Tuesday, or excuse me, not Tuesday, next Thursday, as we are going to be filming. We are going to be filming so many of them at BlizzCon that the week after we'll be releasing. Honestly, I don't know how many. A lot of interviews done live at BlizzCon. So stay tuned. The YouTube will have all of those. And until next time, guys, thanks again for coming on. It's been a pleasure. And
hey, man, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Peace.
Later.